Okay, so I'm the Catman from Catman's Rocks on Voodoo Radio Online. I'm here at Firevolt Festival, and here I'm catching up with none other than the Treatment.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How we doing, guys?
Yeah, really good, man. We just played a really good show in the tent at Firevolt, and life's good.
Yeah, that was one hell of a set you just put in there.
Man, when we've been playing so much this year, and obviously with the new album coming out, it's when you're on fire like we are at the moment, everything's easy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've just realised I've handed you a microphone. You've got one.
We've got one. We can share
That's it. Well, there we go.
So the last time I caught up with you was at Road Rage Festival at the Corporation in Sheffield, weren't it? You know, we had a good old chat. You told us some funny stories. A few things have happened since then. You know, Waking Up the Neighbourhood. What an album.
Thank you very much. Yeah, a few things have definitely happened since then. I think the album came out earlier this year and the response has just been amazing. I mean, we've done some amazing things, and I think you're always, as an artist, very proud of what you've done. Mm-hmm. But this particular record has just connected with a lot of people in amazing ways. And it is like first time today where you can tell we went into Thunder and Lightning and people are already singing it. And it's amazing, and like Planet Rock have been so behind it as well, and they've really pushed it, and it's great to see because it's been something we've needed to happen for us for a long while, and it really is starting to take off now.
Yeah, I've got to say, you know, bands like yourself, you are the future of rock and roll, no doubt. You know?
I know. I know. Damn straight.
But you know, it's down to people like myself, I guess. You know, us DJs on all the rock stations out there to get your music played.
Yeah.
And you say, my show, I don't bother playing all the old stuff. It's been and gone. You know,
it's honestly.
I do one classic a week. That's it.
It's so
the rest of it is
so refreshing to have that because
like
it's to have this kind of new generation of bands coming through, especially the scene that we're part of. Is it takes people to really push those young acts because we can't compete with the big boys. You know, there's no way we can do it until people start getting behind it and radio gets behind it, and then all of a sudden it really takes off. I mean, you can see it in our scene. There's so many bands that are really kind of elevating quickly, and it's great to see this new genre of like new age rock and roll coming through.
And I think there's such a vast sea of talent out there that there's not getting heard that needs to be heard, and you know that's what Catman's Rocks is all about. And the minute I heard you guys, you know, you're like, wow, you know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We I think the thing that I'm trying to put forward in a lot of our shows at the moment is there's so many bands right now. Obviously, times are tough and everyone's finding it difficult. But the most important thing is if you stop, you're done. It's hard to come back. You can't quit. You need to keep working and keep pushing. Like the Treatment have been going now for what, 11 years, 12 years. So, 6 albums, and we're not even close to being halfway.
You're the third singer, is that right?
I am the third singer, yeah.
I know, I mean, the last singer had quite a voice of him on him, and when I heard when I heard the first album of you, which was the last one, weren't it? And
the one before, I think.
The one before, I beg your pardon, yeah. Okay, well, you know, I mean, I heard your voice, and I'm like, bloody hell, it's better than the last one, you know. How you done that? Hell's bells.
Quite strange. There was moments when we were recording the first record with Tom where you close your eyes and it sounded for me like our first singer Matt 20 times better. It was so weird. You close your eyes and I was like, oh my god, that sounds like you could be doing a take with someone who's so much more vocally experienced. It's amazing, like such a great unique voice that you've got, and just sitting there it's like holy shit. This is something special.
So Firevolt Festival, here you were in the big top on the big stage. How did that feel? I mean, it was an incredible set.
Oh, great! We played there a few years ago, and we played up on the up in the stage up the top of the hill.
The Trooper stage,
and that was a lot of fun. But there's something about tents when you get an atmosphere like we have today. It's unlike any other show where you get the people that are there to have a good time, and you know that they're there to have a good time. It's what it's all about, really. Yeah,
I was here last year, and Massive Wagons headlined the Friday night, and then I think it was Dare headlined on the Saturday night, and you know the atmosphere just amazing. It's such a beautiful setting, you know. And it's a lovely summer's day today. You know the rain stopped.
I think that's what's so important about these medium-sized festivals, though, because without them, the whole scene starts to crumble away because bands, like a lot of bands, can't get onto the bigger festivals and can't get in front of those crowds. And to have places like this that give all levels of bands opportunity is just so important to the English scene.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys feel about Firevolt Festival, but for me, it's the best festival I know of. I'm going to be honest. I include my own festival, Steel Pause, in that. I've got my own festival, and I think this is just incredible.
I think we've.
It's brilliant. Honestly, this festival's so cool. And for those for us, we've done a lot in the last 2 years. We've been playing these like independent festivals and like medium-sized ones, and I think it's so amazing to see them grow each year. Like there's been quite a few that we've kind of gone back to. We'll do 1 year, skip it, come back the next, and just see the growth, and it's amazing. And so the growth from just 2 years ago to now is like whoa, and you can tell it's love going into it, and you can tell the people who are organising it. There's so much love, and they think about everything, and it's really nice as an artist to see, because sometimes you do turn up and you are not treated the greatest, and like these festivals, you come here and you're just treated amazingly, and it really makes you thankful for what you do.
Yeah, I mean, they've treated us absolutely amazingly. I mean, we've lost one of our cats this morning, and Bev will organise it, so I was both quite upset. I'm baking up now, sorry. But, she pulled us into that little log cabin there, made us a cup of tea and everything. She was just amazing,
And that's what it's all about. It's about the more you take care of bands and journalists and radio presenters, it's helping your own festival grow.
That's right.
It keeps people coming back every time. And people, especially with bands, if we're not treated well at a show, then our performance isn't going to be anywhere near as good. But in places like this, where you're so happy beforehand, you just want to go out and give it that even bigger push of effort than you normally would.
You know what, guys? One day we'll bring you to our festival at the Corporation Steel Post Festival. We do that in aid of the charity we foster cats for, which is Rain Rescues. So we'd love to have you on sometime. And
I think we'll definitely have to do that, bro.
We'll definitely have to.
We're talking headlining set. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Yeah. So I mean, don't you find though, when you are feeling down and everything, the rock community, they'll soon pull you back up again, won't they?
They certainly will. That's why we're all the weirdos all put in one place, and we become all the normal lot.
Yeah.
We're just all brothers here.
We are. Yeah. So I remember last time we chatted at Road Rage Festival. I asked you about funny stories, and you told me the one about the clowns. Have you got any other funny stories?
Of course we've got funny stories. We've been on the road for 12 years.
Let's have some. Let's have one.
Another really funny story. Okay, so it was a fantastic time. We were on tour with Aerosmith and Alter Bridge.
Okay.
Now at this point, there wasn't a lot of money involved. So it involved sleeping in the van for 30 days. And when you sleep in the van, 101 is having a sleeping bag. Yep. Rule 102 of having a sleeping bag is you never get outside with your shoes on and get back into a sleeping bag with your shoes on. And this is because if you're driving through the middle of the night, it's pitch black outside, someone in the band, and I'm not going to name any names, whipped out for a quick piss, jump back in the van, get into their sleeping bag, and off we go. I'm sitting there in the back. My nose starts twinching. It's a fucking strange smell in here. And all of a sudden, said person who's in the sleeping bag suddenly encountered that pretty strange smell as well. Turns out they'd walked in a dog turd and then got into the sleeping bag, and then in the sleeping bag with their shoes on, because it was this cold. Like, we were going for Germany in November at this point. So yeah, they walked
German Shepherd dog shit.
Well, I don't know what kind of, but yeah, it was pretty powerful. But the sleeping bag got thrown out pretty quick after that. But that, just a few experiences of that being on the road, and it was quite emotional.
Yeah. So musically, who are your biggest influences?
It's always definitely AC/DC. Like that for me is like the heart and soul. Like that's what changed my life forever. When I first saw AC/DC, I was like, wow, that's what I want to do and what I want to be. But other musical influences, I absolutely love the Stone Roses.
Yeah.
I love Aerosmith, love Zeppelin. I'm a huge fan of the Seahorses.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm sort of more in the either classic rock or kind of, I don't know, Britpop sort of era. Like two very different styles, but I love the both of them. Yeah. I think you're probably a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a lot of the big ones the same. Like Bon Scott is obviously a massive
I think
vocal
that's
hero of
what
mine.
everyone in the band.
Yeah.
It's like a running theme for all 5 members. Is AC/DC are always going to be up there.
Do you know you're the first band today who haven't said Freddie Mercury? Do you know that?
I mean, he is. I think it's for us.
Oh, yeah, he's a big one, but,
Freddie, you're great, but Bon, you're better.
Yeah.
Everybody said Freddie Mercury today, haven't they?
I think Freddie's probably one of the greatest singers, but there's something about the rock and rollness of Bon.
Exactly.
Like, we're a rock and roll band. We're not about being perfect and being amazing because we're not that good.
Yeah.
So
You have to
if we
hide
can't be,
by-
we're going to be as rock and roll.
You have to hide not being as good with as much energy as humanly possible.
So, I mean, any artist of any genre, anything, musically, either dead or alive, who you'd most like to have done a collaboration with, who would it be?
Any artist that I'd do a collab. I mean, Frank Zappa would be pretty wild. I don't know what on earth we'd end up with. No.
An acquired taste. But yes, I liked it.
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
It's
it's
music, I'll tell you that
terrifying.
much.
Oh, I remember them days watching the old grey whistle test with him on. Oh, yes. Yeah, everyone else in our house were like thinking, what the bleeding hell's that? And I'm like, oh, don't you get it? Yeah, not wrong with Frank Zappa.
No, I think
Captain Beefheart and all. Oh, yes.
incredible musician.
Yeah.
I think for me it'd probably be Chris Cornell, just because of his the way he wrote songs and his emotional writing style is something that I just would have, even just once, I would have loved to see the inside of that and how it works.
What an incredible voice he had.
Incredible voice.
Yeah.
But again, one of
You're not far behind him.
Maybe one day, man. Maybe one day we'll.
I don't
maybe
think you're
one
far
day.
behind him, but he was special.
He was very special.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's been an incredible interview, as always, with you guys. Thank you so much for the catch up. And
See you again
it's been
soon.
an absolute pleasure. The treatment.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
man.
much.